Okay, so did palm change 1, palm change 2, basic choreography. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the 3 old palms. So a little bit of history. Dong Haichuan, probably the originator of Bagua, ended up with 2 really famous students. There's more than 2, obviously, but there's Yin Fu was kind of his first guy, and then Cheng Tinghua. And Cheng Tinghua, he was the guy who ended up teaching in Dong's stead when Dong aged a little too much to be teaching all the classes. So that's why you kind of have these 2 sort of groupings of Bagua, the Cheng Baguas and the Yin Fu styles. Most of them are Cheng derivatives. Anyway, they say that Cheng Tinghua's first 3 palms, right, ones we've been doing, are called the La Sanzhang, which is the 3 old palms, okay? And the 3 old palms, it's rumored, are what Dong Haichuan was teaching. So, to me, they're the most important things. And actually, when I'm teaching Bagua, this is the thing I focus on with students absolutely first. And the reason is, there's different ways to see all 3 of these palms. So, palm change 1, this has to do with the guas. Palm change 1 is heaven gua. So that's 3 yang lines. And heaven is pure yang, it just blasts through things. So in palm change 1, when I'm doing this stuff, I'm not being really that subtle or anything. This is when I touch somebody and I think I can just run them over. Okay? You don't need a lot of subtlety and a lot of skill if you're just more powerful and faster. So that's number 1. The other way of looking at number 1 is power does not cross the spine. And this is the important thing, okay? So power not crossing the spine means that if I'm here, okay, and I go to palm strike with this hand, if I use dantian, right, to roll through Tanzhang in a cascade, this is coming up one side of my body and out. Same thing if you see something like from Xingyi, like 12 animal Xingyi tiger posture, right? This rolls up the body and outwards. This is on either side of my spine. I'm generating up my legs and then straight out. So power doesn't cross the spine. So if we take a look quickly at number 1 again. I turn, that's the same idea. Power's not crossing. Power's not crossing. Okay? And then hide the flower. Palm change 2. Palm change 2 is water. And because it's water, it's kind of going back and forth. It's interchanging. So if number 1 is yang, 3 yang lines, palm change 2 could be considered the yin of that. Okay? And what it means, most importantly in this discussion, is power does cross the spine. So in palm change 2, we see this. We see this motion here, where I take force from one side, and I slosh it, if you will, from side to side. So this is power crossing the spine, back and forth. So this is kind of like bouncing off something. Like if I'm doing my number 2, right? I'm not crossing the spine, not crossing the spine. And here, it's almost like I'm doing Qilin Spits the Book. This is another Bagua movement. And I'm reaching out and touching something here. I'm pushing myself off it. So as I push here, it pushes the force to that other palm. And then as I push here, right, it starts to push the force back across. So when I'm talking about this with students, a lot of times I talk about the body being hollow. And it's like there's water. In the case of drunken, I talk about it being wine. And this water, right, gets moved and sloshed from side to side in the body. So palm change 2, power crosses the spine. Really, really important, okay? Hopefully that makes some sense. Palm change 3, the third of the 3 old palms, is essentially, I normally call this kind of the oh shit palm, but I shouldn't do that on video, but too late. It's changing from 1 to 2. So it's the I had an idea, I should just do this thing. I should do a palm change 1. I can just blast through this guy. And the next thing you know, you can't. He's too strong. So you have to switch to number 2. That makes it a palm change 3. Okay? So in my next video, I'll just take a quick look at how number 3 works. And then you'll have all of the Lao Sanzhang.